Hey guys, so it's me, Kiani. Today's video, I'm bringing you this look. It's my very first attempt at a sugar skull mask. This look was actually inspired by a fellow Instagrammer, Miss Aurora Makeup. You can actually find her on Instagram. She's also on YouTube. I'm actually going to leave her information in the down bar, and I thought this was a very easy, comfortable look to slide into the holiday festivities. So without further ado, if this is a look you're interested in, stay tuned and I'll show you how I created it.
And let's begin. I am actually really contouring out my face using my Media Pro HD Cream BenNye palette. I am so in love with this palette. I cannot overly express it, you guys. I will leave the link in the down bar. I'm so grateful that BenNye actually sent me these products because I can take my face from a very natural contour to a little bit more of a theatrical contour to more of a mask. Next, I'm actually going to move in. I'm going to use that exact same Media Pro palette, but I'm going to go into the lightest shade in there, and I believe that is Sunshine Medium, and I'm really going to highlight underneath my eyebrow to really enhance that shade. It's also going to make these eyeshadows pop, and for this look I'm going to grab my my Vice 3 palette, and that shade is going to be Bobby Dazzle, and I'm just going to really wisp that icy shade right underneath the eyebrow, and then I'm going to go right into the shade called Duffy and just buff that out into the crease using a MAC 286, I believe, a 286 brush. Is a dual fiber brush, one of my favorite brushes. Then I'm actually going to pack on more of that Bobby Dazzle right on the inner crease of my eyelid, or the inner V, and really make that look pop. Just going to really create more of a enhancement, almost like a snowflake type look, and I'm just going to continue to pack that color on. I really want to definitely complement underneath the eyebrow, but again, this is more of a theatrical look, so even if you're not using, a high-end palette, you can definitely create this look with a lot of the drugstore finds. I will try to leave some of those colors in the down bar as well. You can also check my blog when this drops and see if we can put in some alternative products that you can use. I mean, it is Halloween and a lot of companies do come out with colors that are a little bit more theatrical, so I'm thinking you can definitely create a look very close to this for probably right under 20 bucks. So let's see if somebody can actually meet the challenge and recreate this again for me. Next, I'm actually going to use one of my favorite drugstore finds. This is going to be the Wet n Wild little black dress gel liner, and I'm actually really going to sculpt out around my eye. If you guys remember the dog from the Little Rascals, how it had this black patch, that's exactly what this reminded me of as I sketched it out on my face. And there's no particular way to create this, but I really wanted to enhance around the eyebrow, obviously, because I wanted to cover that. And then of course I got that little black dress, put it on my middle finger, and just tried to blend that in just to maximize the cover. And of course stay within the parameters that you've already set. Next, I'm actually going to move into sculpting out this nose, and it kind of looks like a puppy nose, but then it kind of looks like a cat. So create your own way with it, even if you want to take it all the way up into the bridge of the nose, or if you want to flatten it out all the way down on the bulb of the nose, feel free to do so. Again, this is Halloween art, so you can really create as theatrically as you would like. Now, the funny thing about my nose is that is the only place on my body that I sweat profusely, so it was really difficult to get this coverage to stay enhanced. So you'll see me tapping that on. The only thing that I think I could have done a little bit different was I could have used maybe some powder shadow to really set this, and possibly even some setting spray. But again, I was actually just practicing this, and luckily my husband decided to pull the camera out as I was creating, so therefore we do have the video of me creating this look in live time for the first time, and probably the last time, unless I recreate it on my kids, because once it's done, it's done. So just some of the tips. Make sure that you have some very, very pointed brushes. I am using a MAC brush here. It did tend to be a little stiff, which is actually okay when you're applying, but when you actually want to fine line or tight line something, you need something a little bit thinner. So I will try and make sure that I actually have something like that as an alternative brush to use as well in my blog. And I know that e.l.f. makes really good brushes that are really, really thin and really sharp, especially when you're putting on a lot of pigments such as this for something a little bit more theatrical. I think that they would actually fit the bill. So again, if I can actually find that, just look in the down bar, and if I have it, it will be there. If not, I will just leave the MAC brush that I use for this. It's possible that you can use a liquid eyelining brush to really, really make the rest of this a little bit more theatrical and a little bit tighter. And as you can see, I'm actually getting ready to sketch. This is where I'm thinking now that I really needed a brush that had a little bit more flick ability. Having structure was really, really good just to power the color on and actually to create the shape. But I'm thinking to actually have been able to make the line a little bit more precise, I would have wanted a brush that had a little bit more flick ability, which means it would have been a little bit flimsier, as well as it would have acted almost like a calligraphy pen. So again, we'll try and find something like that. And my camera cut out, so I'm actually coming back and my lips are already created, but I can tell you that I actually used my Makeup Forever Professional Flash Palette to start my lips. I actually grabbed the coral color, packed that all the way on the lip, then I went in with a little bit of the white and kind of created an ombre effect, and there again I went in with the black just to kind of create more of a kind of a gray smoky lip, which is definitely not something that we go for on a normal basis. And as you can see, I'm going right back into that flash palette and packing on that white and creating a little bit more emphasis around the nose. And I have one of my eyebrow pencils just kind of tight lining that eyebrow, and just kind of really, really make every area as you can as sharp as possible, but still make sure you have fun with it, because really, I mean, where was I going to wear this? It wasn't Halloween when it was recorded, but I was just playing with it to practice. What I have found is stepping outside of my box when I tend to make things that are a little bit more graphic, that are a little bit more against what I normally do. When it's time for me to go back into something that I'm used to doing, I'm a little bit more precise, because every experience that I pick up a makeup brush gives me better accessibility and capabilities as I am creating for real life clients as well as myself. So I say push, push, push. Take this time, which is Halloween, or any time that you can pick up a makeup brush, make sure that you learn something from it. And here I'm actually just fine tuning it, because this almost to me look more like a Too Faced look. So my lines are not going to be as blended as they normally would be for everyday look. I really wanted to emphasize the complete opposite as a skeleton would, or as a sugar skull. It definitely plays on the theatrical and the whimsical, which are both parts of me. And right here I'm actually using a Real Techniques brush, I think, just to kind of create that. But notice that I am not really blending that out so well, but I am making sure that everything is packed on nice and tightly. Right here I'm actually creating just more of a traditional cat eye. No, earth-shattering events right here, but I do want to use this gel liner as tightly as I can, because the lashes that I applied here, which is something that people do in real life, the band was actually really, really thick, and I wanted to make sure as this look came together that nothing really, really stood out, that it looked like everything was in place. And I'm really, really packing on, again, some of that Media Pro cream foundation with one of my favorite brushes of all time. This is one of my Sigma Kabuki brushes, and there you have it, my very first sugar skull. Happy Halloween, guys. I'm hoping you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at love_Kiani. You'll see who I am applying these tips and techniques to. If you have any other requests or concerns that you would like me to address, make sure that you email me at MakeUPbyKiani@gmail.com. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel to make sure that you receive these videos when they are released. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Hugs and kisses. Bye.